What if I told you that the secret to success in business and investing isn't just about working harder, but about thinking differently? Imagine being able to predict the moves of your competitors or knowing exactly when to pivot your strategy, much like a grandmaster in chess anticipating the next several moves. How do you develop such foresight? The book Invent and Wonder by Jeff Bezos is not just a collection of shareholder letters and speeches. It's a roadmap of how one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time built Amazon from a humble online bookstore into one of the world's most influential companies. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, is known not only for his innovative mindset, but also for his ability to foresee trends that most of us only recognize in hindsight. His strategic thinking and relentless pursuit of customer satisfaction have reshaped industries and created a new paradigm for success in the 21st century. Success in business and investing is rarely about luck. It's about understanding how the economy and businesses work. Like a chess player, you need to study countless business cases to recognize the underlying patterns that drive success. But here's the challenge. Every business case is unique. It takes time, expertise, and a keen eye to uncover the fundamental principles that can be applied across industries. That's why I choose Invent and Wonder for today's episode. Jeff Bezos has built a lasting success story over decades, and understanding the end goal of his corporate journey can help us uncover the decisions that shaped his success. While most of us don't have the opportunity to get a behind-the-scenes look at these decisions, what we can do is dig into the principles that Bezos has shared through his shareholder letters, interviews, and speeches. In today's episode, we will be diving deep into Invent and Wonder, extracting the key principles that can guide both entrepreneurs and investors. I will be sharing 10 core principles that I believe are essential for building the next success story, drawing on Bezos' insights and relating them to real-world examples. By the end of this episode, you will not only have a better understanding of these principles, but also actionable questions to reflect on, helping you apply these insights to your own journey. Whether you are just starting out or are well on your way in your business and investment journey, these principles will help you think like Bezos, strategically, innovatively, and with a relentless focus on the long term. So let's dive into this book and see what we can learn from one of the greatest entrepreneurial minds of our time. But before we dive into these principles, it's important to understand the man behind them. Let's take a closer look at Jeff Bezos, his background, and why he is such a credible voice on the subject of entrepreneurship and innovation. To understand the principles that have guided Amazon's rise, it's essential to understand the man behind the company, Jeff Bezos. From a small garage in Seattle to becoming one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, Bezos' journey is as fascinating as it is instructive. Jeffrey Preston Bezos was born on January 12, 1964 in Albuquerque, New Mexico. From a young age, he showed a remarkable aptitude for science and technology, which would later fuel his innovation ventures. He graduated from Princeton University in 1986 with degrees in electrical engineering and computer science, laying a solid foundation for his future endeavors. In 1994, Bezos made a life-changing decision. Leaving a lucrative position at a hedge fund in New York, he moved to Seattle and started Amazon in his garage. What began as an online bookstore amongst many others quickly expanded into a platform that sold virtually everything, driven by Bezos' vision of creating the everything store. In the early days, Amazon faced significant challenges, from skeptical investors to logistical nightmares. However, Bezos' relentless focus on the customer experience and his long-term vision kept the company on a path of continuous innovation and growth. Under Bezos' leadership, Amazon expanded beyond e-commerce into cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and even entertainment. The company's growth was fueled by Bezos' unique ability to anticipate trends and invest in them long before they became mainstream. His famous Day One philosophy, which emphasized maintaining a startup mindset, ensured that Amazon remained agile and innovative even as it grew. Some of the most notable milestones in Amazon's history include the launch of Amazon Prime, the creation of Amazon Web Services, short AWS, and the acquisition of Whole Foods. Each of these moves demonstrated Bezos' willingness to think big and take calculated risks. And when you look at it, in over 3 decades, it were basically a few bets that made all the difference amongst the many failures. Amazon, the bookstore, the pivot to the everything store, Amazon Prime, the creation of Amazon Web Services, and also the acquisition of Whole Foods. So it's basically 5 bets that made all the difference. But Bezos' ambition didn't stop at Amazon. In 2000, he founded Blue Origin, an aerospace company with the goal of making space travel more accessible. He also purchased the Washington Post in 2013, reinvigorating the newspaper and transforming it into a digital powerhouse. These ventures reflect Bezos' broader vision of pushing the boundaries of what's possible, not just in business, but in society as a whole. In recent years, Bezos has also turned his attention to philanthropy. Though often criticized for his initial reluctance to engage in large-scale giving, he has pledged to donate the majority of his wealth in his lifetime with a focus on climate change and social issues. In 2021, Bezos stepped down as CEO of Amazon to become the company's executive chairman. This move allowed him to focus more on his other ventures, including Blue Origin and his philanthropic efforts, while still maintaining a significant influence on Amazon's strategic direction. Today, with a net worth of approximately $195 billion, Bezos remains one of the most influential figures in the world. His impact on global business practices and the economy is profound, making him an authoritative voice on entrepreneurship and innovation. Jeff Bezos' success is not just a result of his wealth, but of the innovative and strategic thinking that got him there. His ability to spot opportunities, take risks, and lead a company through both boom and bust cycles makes him an invaluable source of insights for entrepreneurs and investors alike. In the following sections, we will explore 10 key principles from Bezos' journey distilled from Invent and Wonder. These principles are not just theoretical, they are battle-tested strategies that have been central to the success of Amazon and Bezos' other ventures. By understanding these principles, you can apply them to your own entrepreneurial or investment journey, paving the way for your next big success. Now that we have set the stage with a look at Jeff Bezos' life and achievements, it's time to dive into the book itself. In the next section, we will provide an overview of Invent and Wonder, highlighting the main concepts and ideas that will frame our discussion of the 10 key principles. Now that we have explored Jeff Bezos' background and his monumental influence on the world of business, it's time to delve into the book itself. Invent and Wonder. This book is more than just a collection of thoughts. It's a curated selection of insights from one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time. Invent and Wonder is a compilation of Jeff Bezos' most insightful shareholder letters, interviews, and speeches. The book provides a rare glimpse into his strategic thinking, leadership philosophy, and the core principles that have guided Amazon's growth. It's a treasure trove of lessons on innovation, customer obsession, and the long-term thinking that Bezos attributes to his success. The book is divided into two main sections. The first part consists of Bezos' annual shareholder letters written between 1997 and 2019. These letters are widely regarded as some of the most insightful business documents of our time, offering a year-by-year account of Amazon's evolution and the principles that have driven its success. The second part of the book features a selection of Bezos' speeches and interviews where he reflects on broader topics such as space exploration, climate change, and his vision for the future. Here are some core concepts of the book. Customer obsession is one of those. One of the most consistent themes throughout the book is Bezos' unwavering commitment to customer obsession. He argues that by putting the customer at the center of every decision, businesses can innovate more effectively and stay ahead of the competition. This principle has been the bedrock of Amazon's strategy from day one and continues to drive its success. Another key concept is the importance of long-term thinking. Bezos has always emphasized the value of making decisions with a horizon that extends beyond the immediate future. Whether it's investing in new technologies, entering new markets, or developing new products, Bezos has shown that patience and a focus on the long game can yield extraordinary results. Bezos also discusses innovation not as a single eureka moment, but as a continuous process of experimentation, learning from failures, and iterating on ideas. He believes that maintaining a culture that encourages experimentation and accepts failure as a necessary part of innovation is crucial for any company that wants to stay ahead. In one of his speeches, Bezos shares his vision for Blue Origin and the future of space exploration. He emphasizes the importance of building a future where millions of people live and work in space, which he believes is essential for ensuring the long-term survival of humanity. This vision is not just about space travel, but about creating new opportunities and industries beyond Earth. Bezos also speaks about the responsibility that comes with success and influence, particularly in relation to climate change. He acknowledges that companies like Amazon have a significant impact on the environment and discusses initiatives like Climate Pledge, which aims to make Amazon net zero carbon by 2040. This reflects his broader belief in the role that large corporations must play in addressing global challenges. Another notable insight from the latter part of the book is Bezos' evolving view on philanthropy. He talks about his decisions to focus his philanthropic efforts on high-impact areas like education, homelessness, and climate change. He also discusses the challenges of finding meaningful ways to give back, emphasizing that philanthropy should be approached with the same level of rigor and innovation as business. While these insights provide a broader perspective on Bezos' thinking, the real meat of the book lies in the shareholder letters, where he details the principles that have driven Amazon's success. These principles are not just applicable to Amazon, but can serve as a guide for any entrepreneur or investor looking to build their own success story. In the next section, we will dive into these principles, analyzing them one by one and exploring how they can be applied to your own journey. Here we go. The key principle number one: the essential character traits of founders. When we think of the most successful entrepreneurs and business minds in history, names like Leonardo da Vinci, Steve Jobs, and also Albert Einstein often come to mind. But what sets these individuals apart from the countless others who were just as smart, but not nearly as successful? According to Walter Isaacson, the key is not just intelligence, but creativity and imagination. And that's what makes Jeff Bezos a modern day equivalent to these legendary figures. Isaacson emphasizes that the most innovative founders are those who are not just smart, but also intensely creative. They have a unique ability to imagine what others cannot see and to turn that vision into reality. Bezos, like Da Vinci and Jobs before him, possesses this rare combination of creativity and relentless curiosity. He has a mind that dances across various fields, constantly seeking new connections and insights. Smart people are a dime a dozen and often don't amount to much. What counts is being creative and imaginative. That's what makes someone a true innovator. It's a quote from page 1 of the book. The first trait Isaacson highlights is curiosity, specifically a passionate, almost childlike curiosity. This is a trait that Jeff Bezos has in abundance. From his early fascination with science fiction to his current interests in robotics and space exploration, Bezos' curiosity knows no bounds. This constant pursuit of knowledge allows him to spot patterns and connections that others might miss. As an example, as a child, Bezos would spend his summers reading dozens of science fiction novels. This wasn't just a hobby, it was a way of feeding his insatiable curiosity and fueling his imagination. This passion for stories and exploration would later become a driving force behind Amazon's innovation. Another critical trait is the ability to connect the arts and sciences. Steve Jobs famously talked about the intersection of technology and the humanities as the sweet spot for innovation. Similarly, Bezos' interest in both the arts and technology has allowed him to create products and services that are not just functional, but also deeply engaging and user-friendly. Bezos' dual interest in technology and narrative is evident in Amazon's roots as a bookseller and its evolution into a tech giant. He hosts annual retreats for writers and filmmakers, blending his love for storytelling with his passion for innovation. This blend of interests has helped him keep Amazon at the forefront of both technological and cultural change. Isaacson also discusses the concept of a reality distortion field, a trait famously associated with Steve Jobs. This is the ability to bend reality to your will through sheer force of conviction. Bezos, like Jobs, has an uncanny ability to push his team beyond what they believe is possible, often leading to groundbreaking innovations. Bezos' relentless optimism and drive often compel those around him to achieve the impossible. Whether it's launching AWS or developing the Kindle, Bezos has a way of making his team believe that they can do what has never been done before. Finally, Isaacson notes that the greatest innovators retain a childlike sense of wonder. This sense of curiosity and amazement at the world allows them to see possibilities where others see obstacles. Bezos embodies this trait with a passion for exploration and discovery that has remained undiminished over the years. Bezos' collection of historical artifacts from great moments in science and exploration reflects his ongoing wonder and fascination with the world. This sense of wonder not only drives his business decisions, but also his broader vision for humanity's future, including space exploration through Blue Origin. For investors, understanding these character traits is crucial when evaluating potential founders or leaders. Individuals who exhibit a combination of creativity, curiosity, and a passion for both arts and sciences are more likely to create extraordinary success stories. These are the people who see beyond the immediate and obvious, who can connect dots across different domains, and who can inspire others to do the seemingly impossible. When assessing a potential investment, look for leaders who display these traits. Are they curious? Do they demonstrate a love for learning across disciplines? Do they have a track record of pushing boundaries and achieving what others thought was impossible? These are the indicators of a founder who has the potential to build something truly transformative. As we wrap up this first principle, here are 3 questions to help you reflect on how these traits might apply to your own journey, whether you are an entrepreneur or an investor. The first one: how can you cultivate a deeper sense of curiosity in your daily life and work? In what ways can you integrate a love for both the arts and sciences into your approach to innovation? Do you possess or seek out the reality distortion field trait in yourself or the leaders you invest in? How can you push the boundaries of what's possible? These character traits are foundational, but they are just the beginning. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos applies these traits to build and sustain long-term success through a principle that is central to Amazon's enduring growth. Stay tuned. The second key principle: the regret minimization framework and goal-oriented planning, my favorite. One common trait among ultra-successful people is their ability to envision a clear future endpoint. They don't just see the next year or even the next 5 years. They have a vision that spans decades, sometimes even a lifetime. This clarity of purpose allows them to design a roadmap that guides every decision they make, ensuring that every action they take is aligned with their long-term goals. Jeff Bezos famously used what he calls the regret minimization framework when deciding to leave his secure job at the hedge fund to start Amazon. This mental exercise involves projecting yourself forward to age 80 and asking, will I regret not having taken this action? For Bezos, the regret of not trying to build something like Amazon far outweighed the comfort of staying in his stable job. In his book, he said, "I want to have minimized the number of regrets I have," Bezos explains. This framework became a key part of his decision-making process and has guided many of his boldest moves, both in business and in life. This approach is not just about avoiding regret, but about ensuring that your decisions are aligned with your long-term goals. It forces you to think deeply about what truly matters to you and to take bold steps towards those objectives, even if they involve significant risks. Successful founders and investors alike often start with a clear vision of where they want to be in 10, 20, or even 30 years. This long-term vision serves as the ultimate destination, helping them design a roadmap to success. It's like setting the coordinates on a GPS before embarking on a journey. You need to know where you are going to determine the best route to get there. In his book, Richer, Wiser, Happier, William Green points out, investors like Sleep and Zachariah use a similar method when analyzing companies. They ask themselves questions like, what is the intended destination for this business in 10 to 20 years? What must management be doing today to increase the probability of arriving at that destination? And what could prevent the company from achieving this outcome? These questions help ensure that the company's current actions are aligned with its long-term goals. A well-thought-out business plan is essentially the roadmap to the end goal. While it's true that no business plan survives first contact with reality, as Bezos himself has pointed out, the process of writing and putting together the business plan forces you and the team to think through the various challenges and opportunities you will face along the way. It allows you to mentally navigate the terrain ahead, so when the unexpected happens, you are better prepared to adapt while staying aligned with your long-term vision. Another quote from the book. You know, the business plan won't survive its first encounters with reality, Bezos says, but the discipline of writing the plan forces you to think through some of the issues and to get sort of mentally comfortable in the space. Once the end goal and the roadmap are clear, the next step is to ensure that daily habits and decisions align with the ultimate destination. This alignment is crucial. Without it, even the best laid plans can and will fall apart. Founders who are meticulous about their daily routines, who ensure that every single action they take contributes to their long-term goals, are far more likely to achieve extraordinary success. For example, if a founder's goal is to build a company that leads in sustainable technology, the daily decisions, whether it's in product development, hiring, or even marketing, must consistently reflect this commitment to sustainability. This ensures that the entire organization is moving in the same direction, reducing the risk of straying from the intended path. For investors, understanding a company's long-term vision and how it aligns with its daily operations is critical. It's not just about where the company is today, but where it is headed in the future. If the management team has a clear vision and is actively working towards it with a solid plan and disciplined execution, that's a strong indicator of a good investment. Before investing, ask yourself, does this company have a clear long-term vision? Is there a well-defined roadmap to achieve it? Are the daily operations and decisions of the management team aligned with this roadmap? And if the answers are yes, you're looking at a company with a higher likelihood of long-term success. As you consider this principle, here are 3 questions to help you apply the regret minimization framework and goal-oriented planning in your own life or investments. What is your ultimate goal or vision for the next 10, 20, or 30 years? How clearly can you define it? What daily habits or decisions can you implement to ensure you are consistently working towards this long-term goal? When evaluating a business or investment opportunity, how well does the company's current strategy align with its long-term vision? With a clear vision and the right habits, you are already well on your way to achieving extraordinary success. But there is more to learn from Bezos' approach. Next, we will explore a principle that's all about customer obsession, a mindset that has been at the core of Amazon's strategy from the very beginning, so stay tuned. Now to the third part, the 5 principles behind Amazon's success. To truly understand what makes Amazon and by extension Jeff Bezos an extraordinary success story, we need to dive into the core principles that have guided the company from its inception. Walter Isaacson, in his Introduction to Invent and Wonder, highlights 5 key principles that have been pivotal to Amazon's journey. But before we dive into these principles, let's start with a couple of entertaining anecdotes that illustrate the unique challenges and thinking that have shaped Amazon. When Jeff Bezos first conceptualized his company, he wanted to call it Cadabra, as in abracadabra, symbolizing magic and the wonder of discovery. However, when he mentioned the name to his lawyer, the response was less than magical. The lawyer misheard it as Cadabra, a far less appealing association. Bezos, with his characteristic booming laugh, realized he needed a different name. He eventually chose Amazon, inspired by the Earth's longest river, to represent what he hoped would become the Earth's largest store. This story is a reminder that even the most successful entrepreneurs face unexpected hurdles and must be flexible in their thinking. Another interesting story from Amazon's history is how the company weathered the dot-com bubble burst. In December 1999, Amazon stock was riding high at $106 per share. But just a month later, it plummeted by 40%. Over the next 2 years, it would fall even further, reaching as low as $6 per share. This was a trying time for Amazon, but Bezos' commitment to long-term thinking and customer obsession kept the company afloat. Being a contrarian isn't easy, and this story highlights the challenges that come with sticking to a vision when the market seems to be against you. Now to the 5 principles that shaped Amazon's success. The first and perhaps most critical principle is focusing on the long term. In his very first shareholder letter in 1997, Bezos made it clear. It's all about the long term. He stated, "We will continue to make investment decisions in light of long-term market leadership considerations rather than short-term profitability considerations or short-term Wall Street reactions." This principle aligns the interests of customers who want better and faster services with the interests of shareholders who want a return on investment. This alignment is often difficult to achieve in the short term, but it's crucial for sustainable success. This long-term focus is evident in how Amazon has consistently reinvested profits into expanding its business, even when that meant sacrificing short-term gains. Whether it's building out AWS or investing in logistics infrastructure, Amazon has always prioritized future growth over immediate profit. The second one is relentless customer obsession. Bezos has always maintained that Amazon's success is rooted in its relentless and passionate focus on the customer. In his 1997 letter, he advised to obsess over customers. Each year, this mantra is reinforced with Bezos writing, "We intend to build the world's most customer-centric company." He believes that customers are perceptive and smart, and it's crucial to keep them at the center of everything the company does. This customer obsession is why Amazon continually pushes the envelope on services like Prime, ensuring fast and reliable delivery, and why they invest heavily in customer service. It's also why Bezos constantly reminds his employees to wake up every morning terrified, not of our competition, but of our customers. This fear is not paralyzing, but motivating, driving continuous innovation and improvement. The third one is avoid death by PowerPoint. In a move that aligns with his belief in the power of storytelling, Bezos banned PowerPoint and similar slide presentations from Amazon meetings. Instead, he requires that ideas be pitched through narratively structured 6-page memos. At the beginning of each meeting, participants spend time reading these memos in silence, almost like a study hall. This focus on narrative over bullet points ensures that ideas are fully fleshed out and thoughtfully presented. It forces employees to think deeply about their proposals, leading to more thorough and well-considered decisions. This approach not only improves communication, but also aligns with Amazon's broader commitment to clarity and customer-centric thinking. The fourth principle is focus on the big decisions. Bezos believes that senior executives should focus on making a small number of high-quality decisions rather than getting bogged down in thousands of minor ones. He once asked, "As a senior executive, what do you really get paid to do?" You get paid to make a small number of high-quality decisions. This principle is about prioritization and impact. By focusing on the decisions that truly matter, the ones that have a significant impact on the company's direction, Amazon's leaders can ensure they are steering the company effectively. This focus has allowed Amazon to make bold moves like entering new markets or launching groundbreaking products with confidence. The fifth and final principle is hire the right people. Bezos has always emphasized the importance of hiring and retaining versatile and talented employees. In one of his early shareholder letters, he wrote, "We will continue to focus on hiring and retaining versatile and talented employees." He believed in compensating them well, often through stock options rather than cash, ensuring that employees think and act like owners. This focus on hiring has been crucial to Amazon's culture of innovation. By attracting top talent and incentivizing them to think like owners, Amazon has maintained a motivated and driven workforce capable of pushing the company forward even in challenging times. For entrepreneurs, these 5 principles are a powerful guide for building a sustainable and successful business. Whether it's focusing on long-term goals, obsessing over customers, or ensuring that your team is composed of the right people, these principles can help you navigate the complex and often turbulent waters of entrepreneurship. For investors, understanding these principles provides valuable insight into the companies you might invest in. Companies that embrace long-term thinking, have a clear focus on customer satisfaction, and are led by thoughtful decision makers are more likely to succeed in the long run. These are the patterns to look for when evaluating potential investments. As you reflect on these principles, here are 3 questions to consider. How can you incorporate long-term thinking into your business or investment strategy? Are you or the companies you invest in truly customer obsessed? What steps can be taken to reinforce this focus? Do you or the leaders you invest in focus on making high impact decisions? How can you ensure that the right people are in place to execute these decisions? These 5 principles form the bedrock of Amazon's success, but there is more to explore. Next, we will delve into how Bezos' focus on experimentation and innovation has driven Amazon's continuous growth. Stay tuned for insights that can help you foster a culture of innovation in your own ventures. Here is the key principle number 4, using technology to solve customer needs. One of the most common pitfalls for tech-driven companies is falling in love with the technology itself rather than focusing on the real needs of the customers. Jeff Bezos, however, has always understood that for a business to truly succeed, it's not about the technology, it's about how that technology can solve customer problems. This principle was clearly articulated in his 1997 letter to shareholders, where he laid the foundation for Amazon's customer-centric approach. In the 1997 letter, Bezos explained how Amazon identified a critical problem facing potential customers: the limited selection of books available in physical stores and the inconvenience of shopping hours. Bezos noted that the web was and still is the World Wide Web, but Amazon set out to offer customers something they couldn't get anywhere else. By leveraging the internet, Amazon provided a vastly greater selection of books presented in an easy-to-search, easy-to-browse format available 24/7. This focus on solving customer needs rather than just pushing technology was revolutionary at the time. Here is the quote from the letter. "We realized that the web was and still is the World Wide Web. Therefore, we set out to offer customers something they simply could not get any other way and began serving them with books." This simple but profound insight highlights Bezos' ability to use technology not as an end in itself, but as a means to meet and exceed customer expectations. Bezos' approach can be summed up by his declaration that we intend to build the world's most customer-centric company. At Amazon, the customer, not the technology, has always been at the forefront of corporate thinking. This customer-centric mindset drives innovation and ensures that the company remains relevant and valuable to its customers. Here is another quote from the letter. "We hold as axiomatic that customers are perceptive and smart, and that brand image follows reality, not the other way around. This means that instead of trying to shape customer perception through marketing alone, Amazon focuses on creating a reality where customers' needs are truly met. Bezos' approach to business is to start by identifying the problems that potential customers have and then using technology to solve those problems. It's a disciplined, customer-first approach that contrasts sharply with companies that develop technologies first and then try to find markets for them. For instance, by recognizing that customers wanted a vast selection of books with the convenience of home delivery, Amazon didn't just create a better bookstore, it created an entirely new shopping experience. This approach can be applied to any business. Start with the customer's problem and then ask, how can our technology solve this in a way that no one else can? One of the most compelling parts of Bezos' philosophy is his understanding that customer loyalty is earned every single day. As he put it, our customers have made our business what it is. They are the ones with whom we have a relationship, and they are the ones to whom we owe a great obligation. But Bezos also acknowledges that this loyalty is fragile. We consider them to be loyal to us right up until the second that someone else offers them a better service. This statement underscores the importance of continuous innovation and customer focus. It's not enough to win customers once. Businesses must constantly strive to meet and exceed customer expectations to maintain their loyalty. For entrepreneurs, the lesson here is clear. Technology should always serve the customer, not the other way around. When building your business, ask yourself, what are the problems my customers are facing, and how can my product or service solve these problems in a way that adds real value? Investors should look for companies that prioritize customer needs over technology for technology's sake. Companies that deeply understand and serve the customer's needs are more likely to sustain long-term success and navigate the challenges of an ever-changing market. To help you apply this principle in your own work, consider these questions. Are you focusing on solving real customer problems with your technology or product? How can you better align your offerings with customer needs? What steps are you taking to ensure that your business remains customer-centric in both strategy and execution? As an investor, how can you identify companies that are truly customer-focused rather than technology-driven? With a customer-first approach to technology, Amazon set itself apart from the competition early on. But there's more to Bezos' strategy that has kept Amazon ahead of the curve. Next, we will explore how a culture of experimentation and innovation has been crucial to Amazon's ability to continually adapt and grow. Stay tuned. Let's move on to key principle number 5, timeless hiring principles from the 1998 letter. In business and especially on social media these days, we often hear the advice, hire A players, of course. But what exactly does that mean? While many people might assume that A players are those with the most impressive resumes or the highest academic achievements, Jeff Bezos provides a more nuanced approach in his 1998 shareholder letter. He outlines a set of timeless principles and crucial questions that his leaders should consider when hiring someone, offering a clearer picture of what it truly means to hire an A player. Elon Musk has famously said that hard skills can be taught easily, implying that being an A player is about much, much more than technical expertise or academic credentials. If it's not just about hard skill, then what exactly defines an A player? Jeff Bezos offers some crucial insights that help answer this question. Let's look in the 1998 letter. It's titled Obsessions. During hiring meetings at Amazon, Bezos encouraged his leaders to ask 3 specific questions before making a hiring decision. These questions are designed to identify individuals who will not only fit into the company culture, but also elevate it. The first question is about admiration. Bezos believes that the people you admire are often those you can learn from or take as examples. He emphasized that life is too short to work with people you don't admire. For Bezos, hiring someone you admire means bringing in someone who can inspire others and contribute positively to the workplace culture. Here is the quote from the book. Will you admire this person? If you think about the people you have admired in your life, they are probably people you have been able to learn from or take an example from. For myself, I've always tried hard to work only with people I admire, and I encourage folks here to be just as demanding. Life is definitely too short to do otherwise. In practical terms, this means looking beyond the resume and considering whether this person embodies values and qualities that others in the company will look up to. This approach fosters a culture of mutual respect and continuous learning. The second question is about raising the bar. Bezos wanted every new hire to increase the overall effectiveness of the team. He encouraged leaders to think about the company 5 years down the line and to hire people who would push the standards even higher. This principle fights against entropy, the natural tendency for systems to decline into disorder, and ensures that the company continues to improve. The quote from the letter. Will this person raise the average level of effectiveness of the group they're entering? We want to fight entropy. The bar has to continuously go up. I ask people to visualize the company 5 years from now. At that point, each of us should look around and say, the standards are so high now. Boy, I'm glad I got in when I did. This means hiring people who are not just good at their jobs, but who can elevate the performance of those around them. It's about building a team where each member contributes to making the group stronger and more effective over time. The third question looks for uniqueness. Bezos recognized that many people have unique skills, interests, or perspectives that might not be directly related to their job, but can enrich the work environment. He believed in hiring people who could be superstars in some dimension, whether related to the work or not, because this diversity of talents makes the workplace more dynamic and enjoyable. The quote from the letter reads like this: along what dimension might this person be a superstar? Many people have unique skills, interests, and perspectives that enrich the work environment for all of us. It's often something that's not even related to the jobs. One person here is a national spelling bee champion, 1978, I believe. I suspect it doesn't help here in her everyday work, but it does make working here more fun if you can occasionally snack her in the hall with a quick challenge. Onomatopoeia. This principle encourages leaders to look for individuals who bring something extra to the table, something that might not be obvious from their job description, but can add value to the company culture. It's about finding those hidden gems who, through their unique abilities or passions, make the workplace more vibrant and innovative. Bezos' approach to hiring underscores the idea that business is a team sport. Success doesn't happen in isolation. A company's success is built on the strength of its team, and hiring the right people is crucial to that strength. By focusing on admiration, raising the bar, and finding unique talents, Bezos ensured that Amazon's team would not only work well together, but also continually push the company to new heights. The quote to emphasize team importance in the book is Bezos' emphasis on these hiring principles reflects his understanding that no success without a team. Each person's contribution is vital to the collective achievement, making the hiring process one of the most critical aspects of building a successful business. For entrepreneurs, these principles offer a practical guide to building a strong team. When hiring, consider not just what a candidate can do, but how they can elevate your entire organization. Think about the long-term impact of each hire and how they fit into your vision for the company's future. Investors should look for companies that apply similar rigorous hiring standards. A company that prioritizes hiring A players defined by admiration, effectiveness, and unique talents is more likely to foster a strong, innovative, and cohesive team, which is a critical factor in long-term success. As you reflect on these timeless hiring principles, consider the following questions. When hiring, do you prioritize qualities that inspire admiration and respect? How can you ensure you are bringing in people who will elevate your team? Are you actively seeking candidates who can raise the overall effectiveness of your team? What steps can you take to maintain high standards in your hiring process? How can you identify and value the unique talents and perspectives that potential hires bring, even if they are not directly related to their job roles? Hiring the right people is a crucial step, but it's only one piece of the puzzle. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos and Amazon foster the culture of continuous experimentation and innovation, another key factor in their enduring success. Stay tuned. Let's move on to key principle number 6, embracing Moore's Law to build toward the future. Moore's Law is one of the most fundamental principles in technology, predicting that the processing power of computers will double approximately every 18 months, while the cost remains constant. This concept has driven incredible advances in technology over the past few decades. Jeff Bezos, in his 2000 shareholder letter, leveraged this principle to motivate his team and investors to keep pushing forward, believing in the transformative power of technology to enhance customer experiences and drive future growth. What is Moore's Law? Named after Gordon Moore, co-founder of Intel, Moore's Law observes that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles about every 18 months, which effectively means that processing power also doubles while the cost is cut in half. This exponential growth has been a key driver of technological innovation and has paved the way for the rapid development of everything from personal computers to smartphones and, of course, e-commerce platforms like Amazon. In his 2000 letter to shareholders, Bezos emphasized how Moore's Law, along with similar improvements in disk space and bandwidth, would drive the future of e-commerce. He explained that the relentless improvements in technology would allow Amazon to continuously enhance the customer experience by providing faster, more reliable, and more cost-effective services. The exact quote from the 2000 letter is here. Industry growth and new customer adoption will be driven over the coming years by relentless improvements in the customer experience of online shopping. These improvements will be driven by innovations made possible by dramatic increases in available bandwidth, disk space, and processing power, all of which are getting cheap fast. Bezos also made a comparison that resonates deeply. Real estate doesn't obey Moore's Law. While physical space is limited and costly, the digital space governed by Moore's Law offers limitless possibilities and limitless growth. This contrast highlights why Bezos was so optimistic about the future of e-commerce, because the digital world could continuously evolve and improve far beyond the limitations of the physical world. And I also experienced in my life how Amazon changed everything. Growing up in a rural area, I often struggled to find the books I wanted. The local bookstores had a limited selection, and ordering books from catalogs was a slow and cumbersome process. But then came Amazon and changed everything. Suddenly, from basically one day to the other, I had access to an almost infinite selection of books from around the world delivered right to my door. This wasn't just a convenience, it was a transformative experience that opened up new worlds of knowledge and entertainment. It was a direct result of the technological advances that Bezos talked about, made possible by Moore's Law and his relentless focus on improving the customer experience. This personal experience underscores the impact of Moore's Law on consumers. The rapid advancement in technology not only improved the availability of products like books, but also made them accessible to people who otherwise might have gone without. Bezos' vision of a future where technology continuously enhances customer experiences is something I and many others have experienced firsthand. Bezos used Moore's Law to paint a compelling picture of the future for his team and investors. He explained that as technology improved, so too would Amazon's ability to serve its customers better, faster, and cheaper. This was not just about keeping up with the competition, it was about anticipating and driving the future of an entire industry. Here is the detailed quote from the letter. We have the brand, the customer relationships, the technology, the fulfillment infrastructure, the financial strength, the people, and the determination to extend our leadership in this infant industry and to build an important and lasting company. And we will do so by keeping the customer first. For today's entrepreneurs, Bezos' approach serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of leveraging technological advancements to stay ahead. It's about understanding that the tools available today will be even more powerful tomorrow and using that knowledge to build products and services that not only meet current customer needs, but anticipate future ones as well. Entrepreneurs should take a page from Bezos' playbook by continuously looking to the future. Ask yourself, how can you leverage the ongoing advances in technology to enhance your products and services? How can you ensure that your business is positioned to take advantage of tomorrow's innovations? Investors should be on the lookout for companies that understand and leverage Moore's Law. Companies that anticipate technological advancements and plan accordingly are more likely to maintain a competitive edge and deliver long-term value. To help you apply this principle in your own ventures or investment strategies, consider these questions. How are you leveraging the ongoing advancements in technology to improve your customer experience? Are you preparing your business to take advantage of future technological innovations? What steps can you take today to ensure long-term success? As an investor, how can you identify companies that are strategically positioned to benefit from Moore's Law and other technological trends? Embracing technology is crucial, but it's also important to balance innovation with disciplined execution. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos' approach to experimentation and learning from failure has been instrumental in Amazon's continued growth. Stay tuned for insights on fostering a culture of innovation that doesn't fear failure, but learns from it. Let's move to key principle number 7 in Jeff Bezos' book, Invent and Wonder. What is good for customers is good for shareholders. As companies grow, they often face competing demands. Shareholders want cash returns, employees seek fair treatment, and operational complexities increase. In the midst of all these pressures, it's easy for companies to lose sight of the most important stakeholder, the customer. Jeff Bezos, however, has consistently made it clear that the customer is and always will be at the center of Amazon's strategy. In his 2002 shareholder letter, Bezos eloquently explained why this focus on the customer is not only good for customers, but also ultimately good for shareholders. As companies expand, they often become distracted by the demands of various stakeholders. Shareholders in particular may push for immediate cash returns, while employees advocate for a better working environment and benefits. In this environment, it's easy to lose focus on the customer, especially when serving a massive and diverse market. Interestingly, the customer, despite being the lifeblood of any business in the world, often doesn't have a direct say in how the company operates. Unlike shareholders or employees, customers don't sit in board meetings or influence corporate policies directly. Yet their satisfaction and loyalty are what ultimately drive a company's success. In his 2002 letter to shareholders, Bezos made a compelling argument. What's good for customers is good for shareholders. He emphasized that the stock price ultimately follows the company's growing cash flows and cash positions, both of which are driven by a relentless focus on the customer experience. The direct quote from the book is like this: what's good for customers is good for shareholders. This simple yet profound statement encapsulates Bezos' belief that by prioritizing customer satisfaction, a company naturally enhances its financial health, leading to increased shareholder value over time. Bezos argued that short-term demands for cash returns should not distract from the long-term goal of growing customer satisfaction. As Amazon continued to innovate and improve its services, customer loyalty and spending naturally increased, which in turn boosted the company's cash flows and stock price. Bezos understood that the key to sustainable financial success was to keep customers happy. When customers are satisfied, they return, they spend more, and they recommend the service to others. This creates a positive feedback loop where growing customer satisfaction leads to growing cash flows, which then drives up the stock price. Consider Amazon Prime as an example. By focusing on customer benefits such as fast delivery, exclusive deals, and a growing library of content, Amazon increased the value of Prime membership. This not only enhanced customer loyalty, but also provided Amazon with a steady and growing stream of revenue, which directly contributed to stronger financial performance and higher stock prices. Bezos' approach offers a valuable lesson for other companies. Avoid the trap of short-termism. By focusing on immediate financial gains at the expense of customer satisfaction, companies may see short-term profits but risk long-term viability. Instead, businesses should invest in enhancing the customer experience, knowing that this will ultimately pay off for shareholders. To truly align with Bezos' philosophy, companies need to cultivate a culture that prioritizes the customer in every single decision. This means listening to customer feedback, continuously improving products and services, and ensuring that the customer experience is at the heart of the company's strategy. Entrepreneurs should take to heart the idea that customer satisfaction drives financial success. When building your business, focus on creating value for your customers first. As you do, financial success will follow naturally, leading to happier shareholders and a more sustainable business. Investors should look for companies that embody this customer-first approach. Companies that prioritize customer satisfaction are more likely to enjoy sustained financial growth, making them better long-term investments. When evaluating potential investments, ask yourself, how well does this company serve its customers? Are they committed to continuous improvement? If the answers are positive, the company is likely to be a good investment. To apply this principle in your own business or investment strategy, consider these questions. Are you consistently prioritizing customer satisfaction in your business decisions? How can you ensure that your company's growth is driven by customer value? As an investor, how do you evaluate a company's commitment to customer satisfaction? What signs do you look for to ensure that the company is truly customer-centric? What steps can you take to align the interests of customers and shareholders in your business? How can you foster a culture that puts the customer first? Focusing on the customer has been a key driver of Amazon's success, but it's not the only factor. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos' approach to decision-making and experimentation has played a crucial role in Amazon's continuous growth and adaptation. Join me as we dive into the next principle that has helped Amazon stay ahead of the curve. Key principle number 8, constantly investing in new things with clear market goals. One of the key reasons Amazon has been such a compelling investment over the years is its unwavering commitment to innovation, even as the company has grown in size and complexity. Jeff Bezos has fostered a culture at Amazon where innovation is not just encouraged, but systematically pursued. However, this isn't about reckless experimentation. Amazon's approach to innovation is both strategic and disciplined, ensuring that every new venture aligns with the company's long-term goals and delivers value to its shareholders. In his 2005 and 2006 letters to shareholders, Bezos outlined Amazon's approach to innovation, emphasizing the importance of constantly investing in new ideas while remaining focused on long-term market leadership. He made it clear that Amazon's strategy was not about making a single big bet, but about placing numerous smaller bets, carefully evaluating each one and doubling down on those that showed promise. In these letters, he writes, "We will continue to focus relentlessly on our customers. We will continue to make investment decisions in light of long-term market leadership considerations rather than short-term profitability considerations or short-term Wall Street reactions." This long-term focus is what allows Amazon to continuously innovate and grow, even in a highly competitive environment. Bezos' philosophy on innovation is clear. To find the next big thing, you have to be willing to place multiple bets. However, these bets are not made blindly. Amazon's R&D efforts are guided by a clear understanding of market needs and a disciplined approach to evaluating potential returns on investment. The company doesn't commit to scaling any new venture until it has proven its potential. Think about Amazon's web services, AWS, which started as a small experiment within Amazon. It wasn't until the service demonstrated its viability and potential for significant growth that Amazon decided to invest heavily in scaling it. Today, AWS is one of the company's most profitable divisions, illustrating the effectiveness of Bezos' approach to innovation. Before investing in a new business, Bezos outlined several criteria that must be met. First, the new opportunity must have the potential to generate the returns on capital that investors expect. Second, it must be capable of growing to a scale significant enough to impact the overall company. Lastly, the opportunity must be currently underserved, and Amazon must have the capabilities to bring strong customer-facing differentiation to the marketplace. He wrote in his 2006 letter, "Before we invest our shareholders' money in a new business, we must convince ourselves that the new opportunity can generate the returns on capital our investors expected when they invested in Amazon. And we must convince ourselves that the new business can grow to a scale where it can be significant in the context of our overall company." Amazon's success in innovation is not just about constantly trying new things, it's about doing so with a clear long-term vision. Bezos emphasized that every new venture must align with Amazon's overarching goal of market leadership. This ensures that the company's innovations are not just creative, but also strategically sound and financially viable. Another example of this is Amazon's foray into devices like the Kindle and Echo. Both products started as experiments but were backed by a clear understanding of market needs and the potential for significant scale. Once their viability was proven, Amazon invested heavily in them, leading to their success in the marketplace. For entrepreneurs, Bezos' approach offers valuable lessons. When innovating, it's important to place multiple bets, but those bets should be guided by a clear understanding of market needs and potential returns. Before scaling any new venture, ensure that it aligns with your company's long-term goals and has proven its viability. If you are a startup looking to partner with or sell to big tech companies like Amazon, it's crucial to understand the goals and criteria for investment. Aligning your product or service with their long-term objectives increases the likelihood of a successful partnership. Investors should look for companies that maintain a balanced approach to innovation, those that are constantly exploring new opportunities but do so with discipline and strategic intent. Companies that reinvest in R&D and have a clear framework for evaluating new ventures are more likely to achieve sustained growth and deliver long-term value. To help you apply this principle in your own business or investment strategy, consider these questions. Are you placing multiple bets in your innovation efforts? How do you ensure that these bets are strategically aligned with your long-term goals? When considering new investments or ventures, do you have clear criteria for evaluating their potential? How do you determine which ones to scale? As an investor, how do you assess a company's approach to innovation? Are they disciplined in their investments and focused on long-term growth? Innovation is essential, but so is the ability to execute on those innovations. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos' focus on operational excellence and efficiency has helped Amazon not only scale its innovations, but also maintain its leadership in the market. Stay tuned for insights on building and maintaining operational excellence. Here is the key principle number 9, the Kindle case study, innovating by working backwards from customer needs. One of the most powerful examples of Jeff Bezos' customer-centric approach to innovation is the development and success of the Kindle. In the 2007 and 2008 shareholder letters, Bezos detailed the journey of creating the Kindle, which perfectly encapsulates Amazon's approach to finding and serving unserved or underserved needs. The Kindle was not just a new product, it was a case study in how to innovate by working backwards from customer needs rather than forward from technology. When Amazon first started exploring the idea of an e-reader, the market for digital books was virtually non-existent. Physical bookstores dominated the landscape, and the idea of reading on a screen was foreign to most people. Instead of trying to duplicate the physical bookstore experience, Amazon looked at what could be done in the digital realm that couldn't be achieved with traditional books. In his 2007 letter, Jeff Bezos writes, "Instead of trying to duplicate physical bookstores, we have been inspired by them and worked to find things we could do in the new medium that could never be done in the old one." This mindset allowed Amazon to create a product that offered something entirely new: instant access to millions of titles, personalized recommendations, and a seamless purchasing experience. The development of the Kindle was a process of testing solutions, learning from failures, and doubling down on what worked. Bezos emphasized the importance of experimentation, trying out ideas to see which ones resonate with customers, and then committing to those that show promise. For example, the Kindle didn't try to replicate the feel of a physical book. Instead, it offered advantages like carrying an entire library in one device and the ability to download books in less than a minute. This approach led to the Kindle becoming a revolutionary product that changed how people read. Amazon's approach to the Kindle exemplifies what Bezos calls working backwards from customer needs. Instead of starting with a technological innovation and then finding a market for it, Amazon began with the customer need: instant access to a vast library of books. This customer-first approach often requires acquiring new competencies and stepping into uncomfortable territory. As Jeff Bezos laid out in his 2008 letter, working backward from customer needs often demands that we acquire new competencies and exercise new muscles, never mind how uncomfortable and awkward feeling those first steps might be. The Kindle is a perfect example of this approach, where Amazon's long-term vision was to make every book ever printed in any language available in less than 60 seconds. Another critical aspect of the Kindle's development was Amazon's pricing strategy. Instead of optimizing for short-term profits, Amazon focused on earning customer trust. This meant pricing ebooks affordably and ensuring that the Kindle offered real value to customers. Also, in his 2008 letter, he laid out, "Our pricing objective is to earn customer trust, not to optimize short-term profit dollars." This long-term approach to pricing helped build a loyal customer base and solidified the Kindle's place in the market. Working backwards from customer needs is crucial because it ensures that the products or services you develop are truly valuable to the people who will use them. It forces companies to think deeply about what their customers want and need, rather than being driven solely by what's possible technologically. This approach has been applied across Amazon's various ventures, from AWS to Prime, ensuring that each new service or product is grounded in real customer demand and provides tangible benefits. Entrepreneurs should take note of Amazon's approach with the Kindle. Before launching a new product or service, start by identifying the unserved or underserved needs of your target customers. Then work backwards to develop a solution that meets those needs, even if it requires you to step outside your comfort zone or develop new capabilities. Investors should look for companies that prioritize customer needs in their innovation process. Companies that work backwards from customer needs are more likely to create products and services that achieve a long-term success, as they are directly addressing market demand rather than chasing technological trends. To apply this principle in your own business or investment strategy, consider these questions. Are you identifying and addressing unserved or underserved customer needs in your product development? How can you ensure that your innovations are truly customer-driven? What steps can you take to work backwards from customer needs rather than starting with technology? How can this approach lead to more meaningful and successful innovations? As an investor, how do you evaluate whether a company is working backwards from customer needs? What signs indicate that the company is customer-focused in its innovation strategy? The success of the Kindle highlights the power of working backwards from customer needs, but this is just one piece of the puzzle. Next, we will explore how Jeff Bezos and Amazon have maintained their relentless focus on operational excellence, ensuring that their innovations not only succeed in the market, but are delivered efficiently and effectively. Join me as we dive into the next and final key principle. And here we are, the final key principle, number 10, listen to customers, but invent for them. One of the most profound lessons from both Jeff Bezos and Steve Jobs is that while it's essential to listen to customers, you can't rely solely on what they say they want. True innovation often comes from inventing solutions that customers didn't even know they needed until they experienced them. This principle is at the heart of Amazon's approach to innovation and has led to the creation of groundbreaking products like the Kindle, Echo, and Alexa. Let's face it, asking customers what they want can be a tricky endeavor. Customers often have ideas, but those ideas are limited by their current experiences and knowledge. This is why traditional market research sometimes falls short. There is a humorous example floating around the internet of what an iPhone might look like if Steve Jobs had listened strictly to customer feedback. It's cluttered with buttons, dials, and unnecessary features. Jobs famously said, "People don't know what they want until you show it to them." This mindset was shared by Jeff Bezos, and he expressed it clearly in his 2010 shareholder letter. Market research doesn't help. If you had gone to a customer in 2013 and said, "Would you like a black, always on cylinder in your kitchen about the size of a Pringles can that you can talk to and ask questions, that also turns on your lights and plays music?" I guarantee you that they've looked at you strangely and said, "No, thank you." In his 2010 shareholder letter, Bezos elaborated on this concept, explaining that Amazon's approach is to start with the customer and work backwards. This means listening to customers, but not just listening, inventing on their behalf. Bezos was clear that this approach doesn't guarantee hitting every goal, but he strongly believed that it's the best way to ensure long-term success for both customers and shareholders. The quote from the letter: "Listen to customers, but don't just listen to customers. Also invent on their behalf." We have a strong conviction that that approach in the long term is every bit as good for owners as it is for customers. One of the most illustrative examples of this principle in action is the development of the Amazon Echo and Alexa. If Amazon had simply asked customers what they want, it's unlikely that anyone would have requested a voice-activated assistant. Yet Amazon recognized the potential to create a completely new kind of interaction with technology, one that would become integral to daily life. When Amazon introduced the Echo, it was a bold experiment. The idea of having a device in your home that could play music, control lights, and answer questions seemed futuristic, best known from Star Trek, and perhaps a bit intrusive. But once customers experienced it, they quickly saw the value. Today, Alexa is a staple in millions of homes, illustrating the power of inventing solutions that customers didn't even know they wanted. The broader lesson here is that innovation often requires thinking beyond what customers are asking for and instead focusing on what they might need or desire, even if they can't articulate it yet. This requires a deep understanding of customer behavior and an ability to anticipate future trends and needs. This principle is not just applicable to Amazon. Companies across all industries can benefit from this approach by being proactive in their innovation efforts, observing customer behaviors, identifying unspoken needs, and creating products or services that fulfill those needs in unexpected ways. Entrepreneurs should take this principle to heart. While it's important to gather customer feedback, the real breakthroughs often come from looking beyond what's directly said and thinking creatively about what could make your customers' lives better or easier. Invention is about taking risks and creating something new, something that customers might not yet know they need. Investors should seek out companies that demonstrate this kind of innovative thinking. Companies that invest in creating new experiences and products rather than just iterating on what's already there and more likely to generate significant value over the long term. Look for businesses that have a track record of surprising and delighting their customers with unexpected innovations. To apply this principle in your own work or investment strategy, consider these questions. How can you move beyond listening to customers and start inventing on their behalf? What unspoken needs can you address with new solutions? Are you encouraging a culture of innovation in your business that allows for bold, forward-thinking ideas? How can you create an environment where inventing for the customer is a priority? As an investor, how do you assess a company's potential to invent on behalf of its customers? What indicators do you look for to determine whether a company is likely to create breakthrough innovations? As we wrap up this exploration of the key principles that have guided Jeff Bezos and Amazon, it's clear that innovation is about much more than technology. It's about understanding and anticipating customer needs, even when they can't articulate those needs themselves. By listening to customers, but also inventing for them, you can create products and services that not only meet, but exceed expectations, driving long-term success and value. As we conclude our deep dive into the principles that have driven Amazon's success under Jeff Bezos, it's clear that these insights offer powerful lessons for both entrepreneurs and investors. But before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on the key takeaways from today's discussion and how you can apply them to your own journey. Here is a summary of the most important lesson. The first one for me is long-term thinking. Bezos' relentless focus on the long term has been a recurring theme throughout our discussion. Whether it's through investing in new technologies, placing multiple strategic bets, or ensuring that every action aligns with a broader vision, the importance of thinking long-term cannot be overstated. The second one is customer obsession. At the heart of Amazon's success is its unwavering commitment to the customer. From working backwards to inventing on their behalf, Bezos has shown that putting the customer first is not just good business, it's the key to sustainable growth and innovation. The third one is innovation and experimentation. We have seen how Amazon's approach to innovation, placing multiple bets, learning from failures, and doubling down on what works, has led to groundbreaking products like the Kindle and Alexa. This approach teaches us the value of experimentation and the need to push boundaries to stay ahead. And the fourth one is hiring the right people. Building a strong, innovative team is crucial. Bezos' hiring principles, focusing on admiration, raising the bar, and finding unique talents, remind us that the strength of a company lies in its people. Whether you are launching a startup or scaling an existing business, these principles can guide your strategy. Focus on long-term goals, continuously innovate with the customer in mind, and build a team that can drive your vision forward. When evaluating potential investments, look for companies that embody these principles. Companies that prioritize customer satisfaction, maintain a long-term vision, and foster a culture of innovation are more likely to deliver strong returns over time. If you're interested in diving deeper into these principles and learning more about Jeff Bezos' approach to business, I highly recommend picking up a copy of Invent and Wonder. This book, it's a must-read for anyone serious about entrepreneurship or investing. You can purchase the book from my Amazon affiliate link in the description. By using this link, you will not only gain valuable insights, but also support the growth of this podcast, allowing me to continue bringing you content like this for free. And if you're looking to save a bit, be sure to check out any current promotions or discounts available on Amazon with Amazon Prime. There's no better time to invest in your personal or professional growth. Today, we explored the key principles that have guided Jeff Bezos and Amazon to unparalleled success. From long-term thinking and customer obsession to innovation and hiring, these lessons offer a roadmap for anyone looking to build or invest in the next great company. In the next episode of my podcast, We will be diving into how Alessandro Mora started building his robotics company Ascento in Switzerland and continues to shape its growth today. We will explore the challenges of deep tech entrepreneurship in Europe. Whether you are an entrepreneur, an investor, or just someone passionate about learning, you won't want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time and attention, and I hope you found this episode valuable. If you enjoyed the show, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with someone who might benefit from these insights.